Insane, you make me crazy, insane, that's how I feel, insane, you make me crazy, insane, that's how I feel.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Dysfunction Junction. I can't believe I think we're on episode number 7. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I know this is kind of a bumpy ride. I'm really, new at this still. I'm still getting used to recording and coming up with ideas of what to talk about. This week is a little different. I wanted to have a special guest, the Hubs, but it didn't work out. I'm still going to try to maybe record a little something, and maybe we can have kind of like a 2-episode dealio this week, but I don't know. If it happens, great. If not, that's okay too. So I'm really unprepared. I wanted to have him on the show. I wanted to talk to him about kind of our relationship. Our anniversary is tomorrow. We've been together for 12 years. And lots of people didn't think that we would make it. Heck, sometimes I didn't think we were going to make it. It's been a bumpy ride. But here we are. We've made it, we've been together for 12. We've been married for 11. And we kind of met on it's more common now than it was when we got married when we got together 12 years ago. But when I met my husband, we met online, the little thing called Yahoo Chat. And he was, I was single. He was actually with somebody. They had been together since they were in high school, but please, don't judge. I didn't break up a happy home or anything. They were really basically just roommates. And when he met me, he realized that he wanted more. And so he, moved on from that. And we've been together, ever since. So I wanted to, talk about that and talk about our life and the stuff that we go through. But I'm still hoping to do that. So because I'm kind of last minute with this episode, because my plans got scratched, I thought what I would do is, hopefully this isn't too boring, is talk about St. Patrick's Day, because St. Patrick's Day is this weekend as well. And I thought it would be cool to talk about, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to try and see if there were any kind of kooky or crazy things that people did for St. Patrick's Day. I didn't find a whole lot. If there's anything crazy that people did in different parts of the country, but I did find out a couple of really cool things about St. Patrick's Day and St. Patrick, and why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day and why we do the things we do. So one of the things that I found out is that St. Patrick, his name wasn't Patrick. Who knew? No, it was, let's see, his name, like I said, sorry guys, I'm just throwing it together here. His name was Patrick. Where are you? Where's all my stuff? So actually, okay, at number 1, he wasn't even Irish. He was English, and his given name was Maywin Suckett. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Suck it, Maywin. So yeah, he wasn't even born that he was English. His name wasn't Patrick. He ended up changing his name. Thank God, because I don't know if we could tolerate Maywin Suckett Day. He was actually he was 16 years old when he was kidnapped from Ireland, and he was brought to England and was a slave where he actually escaped 6 years later and became a priest. While he was a slave, he found Christianity and he became a really big believer and, really brought Christianity to the Irish people, which is pretty cool. Which also brings me to my next fun fact, the shamrock. And the shamrock he actually used to teach the non-believers about the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I also found out, sorry guys, I hope this isn't boring you to freaking tears, but like I said, it's thrown together. I'm just going to do, like I said, just a couple of fun facts, and then we'll take it from there and see how it goes. If you like this episode, let me know. If you don't like this episode and you do not want a fun fact episode again, please let me know and I will never do it again. Another fun fact is that St. Patrick's Day was originally, it wasn't always green. It wasn't always about the color green. It was originally the color blue. And they changed it in 1978. I'm not really sure why, but they did. So anyway, there's my fun fact. Another really cool thing that I found out is that in Chicago, they dye the river green. And they've done this every single St. Patrick's Day since 1962. And it was actually an accident when they were, trying to figure out how the river was being polluted and they were trying to figure out how. And so that was a big accident. But the dye lasts like 5 hours. Was that not cool or what? I was very impressed by this. And you may not be as impressed by this, but Guinness beer, the sales almost double on St. Patrick's Day. But normally they sell like 5.5 million pints of Guinness. Normally. Isn't that crazy? Guinness is disgusting. I don't even know why they have it. Also, did you know that boiled dinner, which is corned beef and cabbage and turnips and potato, is actually not an Irish dish? It's an American Irish dish, and the reason why is because back in the day, the Irish Americans were really, really poor, and corned beef was cheap. And so was the cabbage because it was in season. So that's why they had boiled dinner. I actually love boiled dinner. I really, really do. I think it's amazeballs. What was one of the other fun facts that I learned about St. Patrick's Day? Oh, another fun fact. Did you know that there are no female leprechauns? In traditional folklore tale, there are no female leprechauns, only boys. Which kind of makes me question how we get male leprechauns if there's no lady leprechauns. But I also want to say thanks to the leprechauns for taking all the jobs. Okay, I think a chick could pull off the whole leprechaun thing just as good as any guy. Just saying. And also, speaking of leprechauns, the old saying of pinch me, I'm Irish is actually an entirely American tradition that started in like the 1700s. And that's because St. Patrick revelers thought wearing green made one invisible to leprechauns, and that fairy creatures would pinch anyone they could see, anyone who wasn't wearing green. So people began pinching those who didn't wear green as a reminder that leprechauns would sneak up and pinch green abstainers. And my final... No, wait a minute. I lied. I've got 2 more fun facts, and then we won't talk about them anymore. There is also a legend that says that St. Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland, which actually isn't true. Scientists suggest that the job might not have been too hard because, according to the fossil records, Ireland has never been home to snakes. It's always been too cold. So, to reptiles. So, that didn't happen. But I guess they kind of are saying that, modern scholars think that the snakes that they're talking about was St. Patrick was just more metaphorical. like, I don't know, devils or demons or whatever. And my last fun fact is the old saying of "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" became popular because it's referring to the Blarney Stone, and the Blarney Stone is the stone of eloquence in the Blarney Castle, and the legend holds that kissing the stone brings good luck and gives you the ability to never be lost for words, becoming a smooth talker, so to speak. So if you can't make it to Ireland to actually kiss the stone, convention says that the next best option is to kiss an Irishman. Well, I could use one of those stones, I tell you right now, because this episode is probably going to be a hot mess. Anyway, so those are my fun facts about Ireland. My brother had one of those DNA tests done. Those, I can't remember what it's called, but according to our DNA, we are 60% Irish. 60% Irish. We have some Spanish, some Indian in us, and actually we have like 0.8% African, which I think is pretty cool. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about today? Okay, so we had another snowstorm. So the kids were off for 2 days, out of school for 2 days. And it's really hard having the kids home during the week on a snow day. You can only do so much with them, and then they get bored. You can only play so much Play-Doh. You can only read so many books. You can only play so many video games. And let's face it, I mean, they're 4 and 3. Caden's going to be 5 in, a month or so, but their attention spans are really, really small. So they bounce from one thing to another. And so you could only, what was the word I'm going to look at? My attention span apparently has just gone right out the window. They bounce from one thing to another. So they're sitting there playing with their crayons, and then they call on the coloring page for a few minutes, and then they're on to something else. So, I was going to say, I lost my train of thought here. So it makes it really hard to want to play with them. So I have a confession that I have to make, and I hope you guys don't judge me on this. But I hate playing with my kids. And I hate to say that because I know that sounds really bad, but I do. I hate playing with my kids. They make it really, really hard. It's not fun playing with my kids. It really isn't. Especially with, Brody and Caden. Because you know why? They're bossy. They're really, really bossy. They explain, okay, now you say this and you do this and I say this, then you say that. Look, I have a way that I want to play. I have things I want to say. Maybe I don't want my Ninja Turtle to do karate chop, this other dude. Maybe I want to kick him. Maybe I want to sit on its head. You know what I mean? Maybe I want to run him over with my Ninja Turtle skateboard. Okay? I have a brain too. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to play. And they won't let me. They're very, very bossy. And I don't think it's fair. I think that I should have the right to play the way I want to play. I do. I think it's reasonable. I hate playing with them. They're bossy, they're mean, and I don't like it. I just don't. Another thing that I hate? I hate the fact that my 4-year-old is in love with wrestling. I hate that too, because it's a pain. And all he makes me do all day is be an announcer. We got him a wrestling ring that does the announcing for him. It's a Tough Talker ring, and he still insists that we do the announcing. It's old, and I'm sick of it. I had this little brother. We had this baby named Brody for Caden, so he could have somebody to play with, and he still bugs me. And it's not right. It's just not right. I feel like I had this kid for no reason. I had him so you can have a buddy. He doesn't use the buddy. I still have to play with him. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I really don't. Let me tell you what a day with Caden is like, okay? I love this kid to death. But he is the epitome of an ADHD kid. He's a very high strung. He's very pingy. He's all over the place. This is a day with Kato, the potato. A couple weekends ago, we went out to lunch. Okay, we went to the Chinese food place. It also doesn't help that everybody else in the house is very high strung. Whenever we go out anywhere, you two older kids think I'm not parenting enough or I'm not saying enough, and they always have to jump in and they always have to parent above me, and it's aggravating. Look, if I think what my kid is doing needs me to speak to them, I will speak to them. You know, the more kids you have, the more things, you know, you pick your battles for. It just doesn't bother you. So I wish everybody else would just relax. Okay? So them, you know, parenting me to parent Caden or parent Brody is very aggravating. It makes me more aggravating. It makes me more aggravated. So we go out to Chinese buffet. Okay? We take the kids out. This was after we had our you know, family pictures taken, and the boys were really, really good. And we said, if you guys are all behaved, we'll go out to lunch. And, you know, this is their favorite thing to do. They love to go to Chinese buffet. So Caden was very good at the Chinese buffet. He was a very, you know, good boy at getting his picture taken. But after he was done eating, and here's the thing, once he's done eating, that's it. He's done. He wants to get up. He wants to go run. He wants to play. He wants to get up. He wants to walk around, which with me is totally fine. I mean, we're sitting in the back of the restaurant. There's other kids where we're sitting. I think they purposely sit people with young children out in this part of the restaurant because every time we go, that's where they sit us if we have the kids. So, but apparently it bothers the older kids and it bothers my husband. And they get so worked up that it gets him worked up. And it really bugs me. So we're done. He's running all around. They're getting all worked up. So I'm like, hey, Caden, let's go get some ice cream. Want some ice cream? So we head over to go get some ice cream. And I'm scooping the ice cream into the bowl. And I turn over, you know, look over to give Caden his ice cream. And what's Caden doing? Caden is taking the chocolate syrup from the ice cream and he is drinking it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has his mouth on the syrup container and is squeezing it into his mouth. Awesome. So what do? I grab the chocolate syrup and I put it down and I look around, make sure nobody else is looking at us, and I take back off to the table and don't say anything. So, of course, now Caden is full of ice cream and chocolate syrup. So now he's even more wound up. So what does he do after that? Okay, we're getting ready to pay. We're trying to get out of here because Caden's all worked up. And what does he do? He takes the $5 bill off the table and he proceeds to rip it up. The $5 bill was the tip that we were leaving for our waitress. And which, by the way, I have to say, I hate leaving a tip for a waitress for a buffet. I don't know why. It bothers me. You're just bringing me water. I'm doing all the work. I'm getting the food. I mean, you should be tipping me. But I guess, she is bringing me water and she is picking up my plate. So I leave a tip. Caden takes the money, the tip, rips it up, throws it in the air like it's confetti, and my husband almost has a stroke. I'm like, it's real, not a big deal. We have another $5 bill. Just grab the money. We'll bring it home with us. We'll tape it. We can use it again. Right? So then after we've... Oh, did you guys hear that on my little computer? I got a message. I got another message. So then after we leave there, we go home. And, of course, Caden is still wild from his chocolate syrup shots. And I had done dishes later on in the day after we had gotten home, and I had laid my rings on the counter, and apparently I didn't notice that Mr. Caden had picked my rings up off the island, and my husband did, and he was trying to get the rings back from Caden, and Caden threw my wedding rings across the kitchen, and I don't know where they are. I found my engagement ring, but I can't find my wedding ring. So yeah, that's what it's like living with Mr. Caden. He's like everywhere. And I know I probably didn't help any matters by letting him chug the chocolate sauce at the restaurant, but I don't know what to say. I didn't do it on purpose. He just chugged it. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. You guys, I really have to apologize for this episode. I know it's terrible, but like I said, I'm throwing this episode together by the seat of my pants because this wasn't the episode that I wanted. But I promise this will hopefully be the last sucky one. Actually, I shouldn't promise that because I'm probably going to have a lot of sucky ones. I'm laying down on my bed right now, recording this episode, and I'm looking up at the ceiling in my room. And we had our roof leak a couple months. Well, actually, it's probably more like a year ago. And we've had our roof leaks, fixed since then. But I'm looking, we still haven't painted the ceiling from once the roof leaked. So I'm looking at all these different stains. You know how sometimes you look at stains and you can see pictures of, different things. And there's a picture of a lady with her boobs and with like an arm in the air. I'm going to take a picture and I'll post it on the show notes. I'll let you guys see it. It's really quite bizarre, but you can see the lady with her arm in the air and the head and her boobies. This episode really sucks. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this. This is just terrible. It's just horrendous. If I heard this episode, I'd be like, man, good luck, chick. Good luck, because you suck. Anyway, I think I'm going to close this because I don't know what else to talk about. This thing has been rushed. It's not very good. I hope you guys forgive me. Please forgive me because I have nothing else to say. Let's see. All right. I guess I've been talking long enough. Actually, I've only been talking for 22 minutes. I really wanted to stretch this to 30 minutes because I didn't prepare and everything fell through. This is what you got. This is what you get, people. This is what happens when you don't plan, you don't practice, when you don't, things don't go the way you want. I guess that's life. Huh? Okay, everybody. Let's see. So, listen, I know this episode was really bad, and I'm still a work in progress, and I really hope you guys come back to hear episode 8. I'm really hoping to still record an episode with my husband. And I don't even know if I'm going to record this one. I might just record another one tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided because I really am not happy with this episode at all. I think it sucks. Anyway, listen, I have a Patreon page. If you guys want to go and check it out, if you want to help, if you feel sorry for me, you want to drop me a buck or two, go over there, go check it out. I do have exclusive content on there that you can only get there. I record a really cool show called Riding in Cars with Kim, and it's just interviews that I have with my family while I'm riding in the car, or maybe, things that I just feel I want to talk about, and I record it and I put it on my Patreon page, and you can only get it there. You can get it if you sign up for a $3 a month pledge. If you set up for a $1 pledge, I'll do a shout out on my show for you. $5 is, I believe, a shout out, and you get to listen to the radio Writing in the Cards with Kim, and I think you get to hear you get to hear the episode early before anybody else does, a couple days early. So I don't know how exciting that is, but what are you gonna do? Listen, if you like this, okay, if you like my ramblings and you think other people like my ramblings and think it's funny, look, I'm not doing this because I'm trying to educate people on anything. I have no need to educate anybody on anything. Really, right now, this is just as my son said, it's nice you have a hobby, Mom. Would I like to someday, have this be my, full-time job? Absolutely. But for now, I just want to make people laugh. I just want to make people happy. I just want to make people feel just a little bit better about their own lives and what they're doing, not about in what they're doing, but just a little bit better about in their own life to kind of get away from their life. Like I told you, this episode sucks so bad. I'm going to call this episode the episode, that sucks. The suck episode. Episode suck. That's the name of this episode. So anyway, if you like what you hear and you think other people will like to hear it, even if you just want to make fun of me, that's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm down. You can make fun of me. Then share it. Share my podcast. Like I said before, whore me out. Share me with your friends. I'm okay with that. I'm good. I think I just turned my mic off. The episodes suck. I told you, this is the worst episode of my life. All right, I'm going to go. Listen, it's 10 o'clock at night. This episode has sucked enough. The episode sucked. But thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media pages. You can connect with us on Facebook at facebook.com/dysfunction-7. And of course, on our Facebook group page at facebook.com/groups/DF podcast. And if you prefer Twitter, you can find us at twitter.com/dysfuncjunkmom. And for all you Instagram peeps, you can look us up at instagram.com/dysfuncjunk7. And of course, you can look me up on my website, which is www.dfpodcast.com. That's D as in dog, F as in Frank, podcast.com. Sign up for our newsletter. Find out, when the next shows are coming up, find out all kinds of good information. And last but certainly not least, if you ever find it in your heart to buy this old lady a coffee, please visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/dysfunction-junction. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode actually gets aired, please go to my website, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. You can find me on Stitcher, you can find me on Spreaker, you can find me on Google Play. You can find all my episodes on my website, again, at www.dfpodcast.com. And we have a free app that is available on the Google Play Store. That's available for you to download. Until next time, people, thank you so much for listening, and I really hope that I get better at this, and I hope you guys can come back. Peace out.
Make me crazy, insane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Insane. You make me crazy, insane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.